can I move on? Because I know we're tight on time. We want to
go for it.
Okay, right now. We're talking about web presence, particularly the social media stuff is about being out there and engaging with communities. But let's do something completely different with web stuff. And let's just actually build it into our processes. And so rather than using web as a way to socialize, let's use it as part of the tool. And okay, for those of you who, I know we've got some customers on the line, for those of you who aren't intelligence customers, we develop software which goes within your business, and so it manages all your candidates and all your clients and tries to extract value from it, enabling you to do new things, work in a smarter way and make more money. Ultimately, that's what we do. We help recruiters make more money, make more placements. Now, part of this information management, recruitment is an information business. If you were a mining company, the value of your business is what's in the ground. If you're a recruitment company, the value of your business is who you know and who you're able to find. And your ability to manage information is the value you bring to the process. Years gone by, simply having information was enough. Nowadays, you go to LinkedIn, you go to Facebook, you go to Google, you've got so much information there. The value that recruiters add isn't about collecting information, it's about extracting value from it. Okay? And that's what we try and do with our software products. With our software products, however, what I'm seeing is that because there's so much external information and because there's so much information moving in and out of your business, that the web is absolutely fantastic about helping you pull that information from the outside world into your business or deliver it from your business to the outside world. And the main areas of this are, on the candidate side, really simple examples. You create a vacancy on your database system. You immediately want that posted on your own website. You potentially immediately want it distributed to other websites or other groups, your LinkedIn groups, whatever else. So there's a bit of technology that helps you push information to the outside world. Candidates see the vacancies and want to apply. They send you a CV. The web and the internet is brilliant at pulling stuff in, and we've got a whole range of tools that enable the pulling in of information. Either a candidate applies directly and you want to handle that, say through Career Junction. It can go straight into intelligence through our importer tool. Say it goes through your website. It can go straight in through web tools. Say it's not even a candidate that applies. Say you see somebody on intelligence. We have a LinkedIn scraper that pulls information straight in from LinkedIn. Okay? On the client side, now this is much, we're going to do a little demonstration in a moment, just some of the stuff. Very few companies are doing this, and I think it's one of the growth things, about trying to engage your clients and automate that process, in the sense that, how often is it, how much effort do you put into formatting a CV, emailing it out to your client, and you don't know even if the client's looked at it or not. If that's done through a web portal, you can automatically make it available to your clients, expose your inner workings to your clients in a way that impresses them with how much work you're doing, and enables them to get your information in a controlled way, and you can see if they're actually looking at it or not. And it's engaging your clients in an automatic way that gives you a competitive advantage over all your competitors. So client interaction tends to be about disseminating information about candidates to them and collecting information from them about timesheets or about even just give us new vacancies, enabling them to give you work. That could be automatic as well, because it could link in directly from whatever information systems that they use. Whenever you expand on this and say integration with the whole world, then we're looking at social media, we're looking at other websites, we're looking at wherever information happens to be, how can you manipulate and use that information. And we're doing a lot of work looking at collection of information, pulling information together. And ultimately the question is, how many processes can you look at within your business, say, how do we use a bit of technology to help that? Is there a smarter way of doing this? Inevitably and invariably there is. And that's what we do. We're technologists who work within the recruitment sphere, and all we do is look at recruitment problems and say, how can we make it better? Okay, final little slide I've put up here. It's just a little bit about us and saying, well, it's all very well me sitting here preaching this stuff. Do we actually do it? You can have a look at our website, intel-sw.com. But that's not our web presence. That's only our site. Our web presence, like some of the other areas, this is by no means exclusive. We've got a LinkedIn group called South African Recruiters. Hopefully everybody who's in South Africa has joined it, and please recommend it to your friends. I have a Twitter profile, which is intelligence spelled with a 1. Virpeer has an even more prolific Twitter profile. And then even just Google my name, Google Shane McCusker, and you'll see what comes up. I've got something like 160,000 linked pages. I'm just going to, 2 seconds here now, let me just mess around with PowerPoint a little bit. I just did a Google search. Google search recruitment software on google.coza, and you'll see, now this is the power of search engine optimization. We're #1 on the natural search. There we are there in the middle, where my cursor is. But even though we've done a blinding job on recruitment software, by the way, is a very in-demand term, and so for us to be #1 takes some level of achievement. But even then, as being #1 on the natural search, look at all the pay-per-click ads that are around the place, okay? And look at the video that's up there, and even then look at all the other people that are floating around in this space. So even getting your SEO absolutely down pat, even getting #1 position on Google, it still doesn't guarantee that people will actually click on your site. You've got to do much more than that to engage with them and work with them. What we're going to talk about now, Pierre, we're going to look at some of the demonstration stuff.
Okay.
Hello, are you still
yep.
there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was. Some of the stuff we're going to talk about now is really looking at how you engage with the outside world and pull information through. Would you like me to do? Will I do Portal first of all, and then I'll explain some of that stuff because I quite like that, and I know I want to hand over to you for the import stuff.
Yeah, no problem. Shane, before you go on, I mean, I know you mentioned SEO there. I don't want to get into SEO today. I think that's a big black hole of conversation that, you know, it's a difficult to understand industry. But I just want to give the folks listening one tip, that if they want to understand what or how to rank their websites higher and how to be more or better ranking in the organic results, I suggest everyone go have a look at a blog called goodseo.co.za. That's goodseo.co.za. It's specifically written for newbies. All the posts on there explains really, really well how to get the basics right on your site, how to clean it up so Google can see it, know where to put it, know where to index it, and once it's indexed correctly, your ranking will go up. So that's out again. It's goodseo.co.za. If you want to follow the man that runs it, he's on Twitter as well. It's @goodseo. So that's my valuable tip for the day.
Cool. Can we might put an email out later on to everybody who's here with some links to those sort of things, which would be quite useful. If anybody's got anything to add to that, any other things that people have come across, then let us know and we can circulate that as well. And
yeah.
we'll probably circulate it just on our LinkedIn group, South African Recruiters group. Okay. Yeah. This is one. I'm not going to do the obvious stuff, but although we will do the obvious stuff about candidate interaction on websites, I want to show you something that's new and different. And let's see if this appeals. Okay. Is this now filled my screen?
Slightly cut off.
You here?
That's slightly.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Right. Okay. So this was a project that I put together just as an example, and the idea was that this links into a company's intelligence database. Okay. So the company doesn't have to do anything with regard to content on this. They just use intelligence normally, their normal database, and what it does is it enables their clients to get an understanding as to what's going on so that they don't really have to send CVs out, they don't have to get involved, and they can actually monitor what their clients are doing. And this is just a taste of the iceberg. You can do, and hopefully it'll open your eyes to all the different possibilities that are there. Okay, I'm a client of a recruiter, and so I log in to my portal. Okay, and what it does is it tells me all the different jobs that I have on with this recruiter. As it turns out, I've got one job on with my recruitment agent, and I'm looking for an architect. I could have more. It gives me an option. I could create a vacancy, so I can immediately say, okay, I want my recruitment company to recruit me in another position. You can go in and create the details of it. But this one job for an architect, it says that the recruiter has got one candidate for me. Let's have a look at the shortlist for this. So I click on View, and it'll give me a list of all the candidates that the recruiter has found for me. Again, this is automatic. The recruiter hasn't had to do anything. This is just because they're using intelligence, they've shortlisted candidates, and immediately they come up there. Great. I'm the client. It says, okay, we've got this gentleman, William Vargas. I want to see the details of a CV. Press the details button. Immediately, intelligence creates a CV profile for this person. It doesn't have contact details for them. It doesn't have stuff you don't want. It has the information that you want to put out there. Opening statement, history of where they've worked, education, other information. So I don't have to produce a formatted CV. It may be a case where you put a button on this, the client says, okay, I want to interview this person, or I want more information about them, or I'm not interested in them for these reasons, and you could automate the feedback process. So we've created a portal here which could enable positive and real interaction in real time with your clients, and that information could then feed through in the same sort of way to give feedback to this client, this candidate rather. The other thing I've done with this one, this was actually an example I put together for an executive search firm, and what they wanted to do was whenever they found candidates, they wanted to give real understanding about the candidate to the client, and it was never really where they worked. So this candidate worked for a company called Conran and Partners. If I click on that name, it gives me a profile for the client, their employer. And it'll tell me a note about them. This loads up. And what I've also done with this is that, okay, this tells about Conran and Partners, but what it also does is it tells me everybody I know, i.e. I'm the recruiter, the end recruiter, the LinkedIn tool creates it into my LinkedIn account and tells me everybody I know there. So you see how what we're doing is that we're creating a client portal to engage with your clients that enables them to interact with you, get all the information they want on their own time. That could be in the middle of the night, it could be during the day. It enables them to allow other people in their organization to access it. You can watch them accessing it. You know when they've looked at Conran and Partners. You know when they've looked at your candidates. It's all automatic. You don't have to do anything. So it's a big time saver for you. It delivers real value to your clients, and it actually enables you to do things that you were never able to do before.